garage. I wanted to touch on a topic that there seems to be a lot of confusion on that I feel like absolutely doesn't need to be this confusing. The question of when do I need to add a tuner to my bike? Now, my bike is a 2016 Road Glide Ultra, so this would apply to all touring bikes from 2014 to 2016. It would apply to others, but there's some caveats, so I'm just going to stick to the touring bikes in the Rushmore series from Harley. When do you need to add a tuner? Completely stock out of the factory, none of these bikes would benefit from adding a tuner. Their air intake and the exhaust side is restricted. So adding a tuner is not going to do anything. You're just going to tell the computer nothing more than it already knows, basically. So let's say you have a stock bike and you want to add slip-on pipes. At that point, you still do not need a tuner. And absolutely you can add slip-on pipes and you can get a little bit deeper throaty sound to it, but you're not going to see much performance upgrade, if any at all. Once you add the high flow air intake to the bike, now you've checked the two boxes, slip-ons and air intake upgrade. Once you add those two, you do need a tuner. And not until you answer yes to both those. I don't know anybody that has gone to a high flow air intake without adding slip-ons and a tuner. That seems to be the last thing that typically gets added with a tuner, but it is a box to check. So slip-ons, air intake, now you need a tuner, and not before you answer yes to both those. The bike just doesn't know what to do with one of those not being a yes. So there's a lot of confusion that you need to change. You need to add a tuner if you change your slip-ons from stock. No, you don't. You're not going to get any benefit because you're not letting it suck more air in the bike. I ran my slip-ons for probably 10 months. And I got the sound I wanted out of it, and there was no performance upgrades. And then when it was time to add some performance upgrades, I added the high flow air intake, and it did just that. So keep it super simple. If you add slip-ons and you add a high flow air intake, at that point you do need a tuner. And any time before you answer yes to those is, to be honest with you, just a waste of money, because you're not going to tell the bike anything that it doesn't already know. So it frustrates me. There's a lot of guys that you can tell they don't know much of what they're talking about, and people are genuinely asking these questions. And it's like, if you don't know, don't say that you know, because there's a guy that will go buy slip-ons and a tuner and not get what he wants, and he's frustrated because some guy told him he needed a tuner. Well, that's absolutely not true. So have fun with the slip-ons, find the ones you like, and you don't need a tuner until you change that air intake. Now let's say you change both and you do not add a tuner, you're going to see a lot of negative performance in the bike. It's going to be a lot of cracking and popping and snorting. It's just, it doesn't know what to do with all the air. You basically sent it outside the parameters on the stock setting for the ECM. So once you change both those, you really have no option then to add the tuner. But if you change both, I have a feeling you know what you want, and a tuner is the answer. Hope this added a little bit of simplicity to it. It's not something that needs to be overthought and reinvented 27 times, but there's my 2 cents. Thanks, guys.